Good Friday afternoon to you. Welcome to the Oil Stream live from the Popeyes, Louisiana kitchen studio on the West End here on EdmontonSports.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio, as well as those watching on YouTube. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with you here on this Oil Stream as Tommy tries to tighten that mic arm.
It's so tight. You jumped right into the show.
What else was I supposed to?
You know, that 6-song breathe a little bit.
See, and whenever I do that, I feel like I've gone too long because...
Oh, okay.
Well, there's no intro. We should get that maybe updated one of these days. An actual intro for this show like we used to have, but we couldn't use the old one. I honestly don't know what the boys do with these mic arms.
Neither do I.
Dusty
it's different every week.
Well, the way Dusty wrapped this up is actually one of the worst ways you could probably do it. Because anytime you try to move the mic, this arm bar pops off and things go anywhere. I don't know why he's wrapped the cord around the entire arm bar, because there's the holes in it that the cord's supposed to run through so it doesn't show much.
Yes.
And you could move it around and slack, but I don't know. Dusty messes with it, so it's a mess over here. I don't know what Eric does over there. He likes to make things really loose, that it's like almost they're going to come off or something.
This one's really tight.
Is it really tight today?
I try not to
mess
with
the morning boys
the
mess with everything. Always.
Yeah, I try not
to
mess.
They always mess with everything. And as the guy who has to be the head of engineering and IT, it can be annoying because things are going to break. Well, and I know who to blame. It's going to be those two.
We've got a bunch of stuff that we need to fix.
Somehow this broke last week.
I know. There's a bunch of these things, these little things.
Are those ones broken too?
This one's busted.
Oh, it's partly busted. I don't know how you break these.
I don't know. We can replace those. There's also things like the one banner it just blew up. I don't know.
Well, you get blamed for that one a bit.
How do I get blamed for that one?
Because you and Eric were the two that used it more than anyone else.
Yeah, but I take care of these things. Anyway, it's a sign that it's being used. It's a sign.
What are you doing on the screen there?
Yeah, what are you doing right now?
I'm showing the people what you're talking about. The zoom in, the thing that's broken, the mic thing. I'm being a good producer.
Well, at least work with us to let us know what we're showing.
That didn't look like it was doing it at all what we were looking for.
No, that's the mic thing that you're talking about. You're telling me this isn't the thing that broke? That's not the thing?
Oh, yeah, it is, but I don't know why I don't know why you're zooming in and out.
This one's okay. That one's broken.
Well, that's the only one that I had access to. I zoomed into the microphone with the weird. I don't get what Dusty did. He's ruining the wires too.
Now you're blaming on him.
We're moved on from Dusty. We're on to you. Is what you're doing with their video on YouTube.
Well, I zoomed into that and I zoomed in the. Why does it bother you?
Well, Penner's Pancakes.
You guys worry about the show. Let me do my thing.
Why does it bother us? Is because it's our faces on like this is we're gonna get all the blame for everything that's happening on the air. Exactly.
I'm with Maddie on this one.
Don't mess with the on-air talent while they're working.
Anyway, after whatever that was, Zach to come. We do have a bunch of things. Like, it's a good sign that
things are breaking?
No. Let me put a positive spin on it.
Okay, I'm very intrigued on this positive spin of how are things
used
breaking.
Frequently, and wear and tear will happen. Now, to the degree of wear and tear where this stuff is breaking is annoying. But it just means that we're putting it to good use, and it's been a busy year. So I look at it that way. And that's going to happen. Now, we don't want stuff breaking. I don't know how these little things break.
Those ones I honestly don't.
I have no idea.
And it's one even if you say that you pick it up and you play with it, and these are for those listening on the audio stream, it's on those desks you have where you could run your cords through.
Yeah.
Like even at Oiler games, they're at our spot on the press box, and I always grab it and play with it.
Well, that's how they break. They are broken in the
ones
press box.
I use don't break. The one I have where I sit isn't broken.
Let's buy those.
And then there's ways to do it where you don't break things still.
I appreciate that. That's how
you
I
want to know
try
something?
To go
I will say one thing. I used to sit a lot where Zach and Trev sit on the other side of that camera. I haven't been there in a little bit, but when I do go there, things aren't broken there.
Do you guys break stuff?
No, they're not broken.
Are you
there.
breaking stuff?
No,
Trev?
I'm saying legit.
Look at that face.
What are you doing? I'm saying they're not broken. Are you not listening to me? They're
they're
not broken. The key word there is Tommy's not broken. So
you're putting it on everybody who uses
I'm saying those two know what they're doing. Outside of Zach with the camera shot, those two don't break things over here. On that spot, which is their spot, things don't break.
The nasty chat's in my favor right now. I put a poll up. Do you guys like the zooming? 91% say yes. 11 votes so far.
Oh, yeah.
11
great
votes,
sample
dude.
size.
11 votes still. That's the ratio's there.
Here's the thing. There's only 2 votes that matter in here. Tommy and I, for you.
All
the
right.
listeners, the nasty chat goes away at 1 o'clock. Tommy and I are still here at 1 o'clock with you, Zach.
And this stuff's still busted at 1 o'clock.
Where are you going now?
You're not letting me do my job.
What are you doing?
You can do your job from there.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Anyway. Anyway.
You can move around. This mouse should work. Yeah, it's
we got
working.
it.
There we
We're
go.
good. We're
Things
good.
are breaking.
We'll fix
We'll get
it.
there.
We'll be ready to go. It's all good. It's all good. Well, Matty.
We got awkward start to the show,
No, I don't think so.
but
It's the off season.
it is the off season. It is the off season,
Yeah.
and now it's really the off season for
really
the Edmonton
is. It
Oilers. We're not expecting a lot of more news really to come over the next little while. What we will have at some point is there will be a GM hire. There will be a Draisaitl extension potentially. There's the Holloway extension, Broberg extension. Those are the things, and maybe a Bouchard. Who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see about that. Leon's engaged though.
He certainly is. Congratulations to him and his lovely fiancée, Celeste. This is a man that has matured before our eyes.
Him and Connor have just grown up.
They're men. Yep. I remember when they were just 17, 18-year-old kids. For those that go, you don't look older than them. Thank you. That's because I've aged well. But I am, I think, 12 years older than one and 10 or 11 years older than the other. But I have had nothing but great experiences with both of those men. And when they're young men, and I am happy to see them doing what they do because they're good people.
I really enjoyed the people trying to look at the comments in his Instagram post and connect it to contract extensions.
Yeah.
That's been fun. Or like Anze Kopitar gave congrats to him, and people. I saw a post on Twitter like, "Oh, he's gone." Because these players know each other, but because Kopitar went congrats. Well, there's a sign. Leon's off to LA.
Doesn't mean diddly squat.
That has been one of my favorite parts of the engagement. Was
Yeah.
just all the overreaction to just the comments that are happening in his post as people are trying to relate it to a contract extension. Someone else made an extension. Good thing you have that extension coming up to pay for the ring. And I think Leon liked it. And it's all like, oh, he's got the extension coming, or like it's. I've enjoyed that.
He gets it. He's got a good sense of humor. I always laugh at or think it's a bit silly. I remember when Kyler Murray deleted like all of his Instagram and he got rid of he unfollowed the Arizona Cardinals. People are like, well, Kyler. All the shows, First Take and Good Morning Football. Kyler doesn't follow the Cardinals. That's got to mean something. He's not happy. He wants that big bucks or those big bucks. And he got his $40 million per year contract. But it's just the
I love
depths.
those stories.
Do I love them? No, but I laugh at them because they are humorous.
The bio's changed. All of a sudden, the team's no longer in the bio.
Right?
What does this mean?
It means
Oh,
something.
boy. Where's he going? Who is the player? I'm forgetting. Iwanyk, I think, out of the 49ers. Who's like, all of a sudden he started following the Baltimore Ravens. And Ravens fans like, oh, he's going to be Raven.
Look out.
Oh, is he following Lamar? He's following Lamar. Oh, look at this. And it's just like, geez. Here's the sad part, though. Sometimes they are doing that. There is a message being sent. There is the message of the unfollow or the follow or the change. And so that leads into more that people will read into it all the time. Sometimes it doesn't mean anything.
True.
But now that's become part of the reporting is who are you following? Who aren't you following? What's in your bio? What's changed? And also, who has the time to keep checking?
A lot of people
Like,
evidently.
who has the time to look and be like, this person was following the Cardinals yesterday, but today he's not.
The ones that can like go back into like the internet history and go, on this day, you said this. It's like, yeah, I get it.
Andrew, remember when Stamkos liked the TSN tweet about him going to Toronto and everyone freaked out? Like
Things like that.
That's I don't like that likes aren't public anymore. I do actually kind of like likes being public, but for sports perspectives, I love it that we can't see what people are liking, so that we can't do these stories.
It is funny how the players and people like that, or even I guess like those in the music and movie business, they'll do that for fun as well, just to get people going for S&Gs too.
This comes in from Penner's Pancakes, and Zach, I was joking by the way about having to sit back there and stuff. Just so you know, if you need to go work over there, feel free. I've got the mouse and all of that. Penner's Pancake saying, speaker of Kyler's, does Yamamoto get a deal somewhere? Kind of also surprised Barry didn't get an offer yet either to run someone's power play. There are a few players that still just haven't signed yet.
Yeah.
Is there anyone out there that you've seen that hasn't been picked up as of yet? Just some of the guys. So I think James Van Riemsdyk's still a free agent. Tyson Barrie, Tyler Johnson, I think, still a free agent. Did Pacioretty sign with anywhere?
I haven't seen.
You've got Justin Schultz. You got Kyler Yamamoto. So a few former Oilers in that list. Maybe like a Barrie. Does Barrie surprise you? Because I'm guessing that's probably a case of price too high.
I don't know how he's perceived now. Like there's still a player there. Now, Tyson Barrie's what, 31, 32 now, probably?
He is 32, going to be
Right.
33 in a few weeks. The same day as the Nasty Bash.
All right. That's going to be a fun day. Probably needs or will have to take a haircut on the salary, as we like to say. Or I think we'll see some of these guys get picked up along the way. Am I surprised that they're still out there? No, not really. But I think they will get signed. And Yamamoto, I saw some, was it Tide talking about Yamamoto coming here again? I don't think so. That's not going to happen. Tide
Well, I don't think the others have any room for anyone at this moment.
No, exactly.
They have to get Broberg and Holloway signed,
It's pretty straightforward.
and that's it. I think Jeff Jackson's done a lot
Yeah.
to this team.
Yeah.
You're the one that brought this up, but like, we don't always have to go to this player used to play here, so bring him back.
Yeah, I think they've moved on. If anybody's even wondering about those two ever coming back, no. I saw people asking about Barrie coming back even at the end of last season, going into trade deadline. It's like, no.
You know what name's going to start popping up a little bit more, I think. I saw it already this summer.
Where? Who? Why?
The why is a great question. Number 4.
Hall?
Yeah.
No. Again, no. It's over.
If I'm projecting what's going to next move like during the regular season for the Edmonton Oilers it's going to be defense. Is it not?
Yes.
That's the move that I think everyone knows that they need to go make. Is they need to go out on defense, and
Yes.
the reason that partly that they haven't fully done it in the regular or in this offseason is that we've heard that that's the move you can make during the season. The at-home type that you make that during the regular season or so. So, but it's just there's always just that soft spot people want. Bring them all back. Bring Everly back.
Don't bring them all back.
Bring Everly back.
There's some interesting names still out there. I mean, Daniel Sprong is the guy who had a decent year last year. You mentioned Van Riemsdyk. Tyler Johnson. He was expensive at $5 million with Chicago last year. I don't know about Kevin Shattenkirk anymore. Remember there was a little time where he was a big deal?
Yep. And he didn't want to go west.
Right.
So he went to Did he go to the Rangers?
Yes, I
One of
believe
the
so.
deadlines
Then
or
he
something
wound
like
up
that?
in Boston, and I want to say there's another stop in the middle there.
Blues to Capitals, then he signed with the
Yeah.
Rangers, was Lightning, Ducks, and then Bruins last season. Yeah, he went to the Ducks.
Cogliano retiring, Silverberg retiring, Blake Wheeler probably done unless he wants to one more kick it at the can.
Or maybe a couple PTOs for some of these guys.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go. Like we could see some PTOs, but there are legit players on this list that probably get deals. Like, would you sign a Tanner Pearson? Again, please get Edmonton out of.
You're talking just a
in general.
team.
If you had a team and you had a few spots to fill, like I was surprised that Ryan Suter signed with St. Louis. I don't know how much better St. Louis's blue line just got by signing Ryan Suter.
Current cap space. Let's see who has the most. right now.
Jeff Carter's probably done.
Oh, Puckpedia is going to need to figure this out.
Yeah, I had to go through it.
Well, I'm doing the current space, and it's not being sorted properly.
Mm.
But I think projected space is being sorted properly. That's something you have to pick. The Ducks have a projected space of over $20 million. So do the Flames. Red Wings are almost there. Blue Jackets are at 17. Utah's only got less than 10 million. But there's money out there. Like, so if
yeah.
you're one of those teams that is just trying to fill out a roster, Why wouldn't you bring in some of these guys? Like, how old is
They're-
Sprong? He's 27.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
if
a
you're
guy.
maybe he's being picky on where he wants to go,
And that could be.
But if you're the Ducks or the Flames or something, you've got over $20 million in cap space.
Go get some.
Bring in a 27-year-old, see what he can do with
I
you.
guarantee you, Justin Schultz would happily sign for a couple million somewhere.
Like, and if I'm one of those teams too, like I even tell the player, like, sign a 1-year deal, almost like a show me deal or something. But we'll trade you at the deadline.
You can do that.
We'll send you
that
somewhere,
happens.
and we will get some sort of value for you.
Yep.
We will get that 3rd or 2nd round pick or something. If you do really well, we can get something as a rental. You could try to bump your value. Plus, we'll also send you to a playoff team.
Yep.
Right at that, like, go get those done if you're one of those type of teams. If you're the Blue Jackets or something like that, the Sharks, go sign there. Go give it. You got the money. Go give them the money with the promise of we'll move you at the deadline.
It's happened before, and it works. Guys buy into that. You control your destiny a little bit there. So yeah. But it's not a sexy list of UFAs still.
No,
There's
but
some decent players out there.
Decent players that as you've said, like they could still play.
Yep.
So that's the thing is, I guess we'll watch to see when they can get things done.
No diamonds in the rough. Really. I mean, would a team take a flyer on Oliver Shillington? But he's RFA with arb rights. No, so Calgary's got to get that sorted out. I'm trying to understand. I used Cap Friendly.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'm trying to understand.
Because Cap
Puckpedia.
Friendly officially went down 2 days ago, I think. So now we're in the process of learning all of this. Puckpedia. It's actually a nice little designed website.
It is.
I will say that they just have some things I think probably to work it out. But now we'll get used to saying Puckpedia. I do like the colors for the projected cap space, though.
I'm looking at the free agent list.
Oh, that's where you were.
That's where I am.
2024 UFAs. That's not a bad, actually, view of the website.
No.
Okay, well, get used to Puckpedia, though.
Yep, working on it.
Anyway. What did we do? It was Cap Geek was the first real, like, there's
Yes.
a few other ones, but
Cap
Cap Geek
Geek
was
got-
before Cap Friendly.
Yeah.
And then, well, the creator unfortunately passed because he had medical issues, and that's
right.
That's what shut down Cap Geek.
Yeah.
At the time.
We can get used to this very quickly. This is actually the first time I've really.
Well, that's the thing.
dived on it.
I understand, like, we're all upset about Cap Friendly, but it was also one, like, there is still another one out there. And if Puckpedia goes away tomorrow, somebody else will come up with
One
something
will
else.
pop up.
There's always one popping up, so it's just some of those extra tools that we lost in the process.
Right.
An update of that poll, or did it end? Do you guys like the zooming of Zach to come?
I voted no.
74% said yes, but there's only 35 votes.
I know.
Like, people, like,
Very quiet.
over half the people weren't even voting on this. So it's a very small sample size.
Very small sample size.
And they just felt bad
Don't
for you,
stare
Zach.
at us like that.
They just felt bad for you, Zach. That's why you got the vote.
They didn't get to see more of it.
There
There's only a small sample size of the zooming, so they didn't get to see my my full production potential. But hey, here we are.
Bringing that out with Dusty on Monday with the oil stream. AV Poker Inc. into the Paris Jewelers inbox. 780-218-9999. What are the chances both Kane and Cece will be on this team's opening day roster next season? So you're talking, I'm assuming what AV Poker Inc. is saying is the 25-26 season. I will say he's saying both of them.
25, 26?
He says next season. Or are we talking about this upcoming season? Maybe it's
season.
this upcoming season.
I would assume this upcoming
Yeah.
season. CC's got 1 year left on his
Yeah,
deal.
because I was going to say that's neither.
Yeah.
Do we consider LTIR or anything like that?
But
or they
didn't
just on the overall?
Someone mentioned to me that they gave.
I think it was John Shannon had that Vander
Kane.
Kane is going to be cleared by training camp.
Right.
By training, but that's cleared, or like we'll be ready to go by training camp. But there could always be. He's not ready to go for 2 games to start the year and make a savings.
CC and his camp know his name's out there in trade rumors. Like, and internally, they've heard things as well. So the chances of both being there are very minimal. Kane more likely. Again, Kane controls his destiny right now. And as of right now, I would assume the player wants to stay. Would the team be open to listening to offers on him? Yes. Are they actively shopping him? Talking to Pagnotta, sounds like his name has come up, but we'll see.
Yeah, both won't be on the roster.
I don't
would
think
be,
both.
I don't know how they get
Kane
fully
probably still,
Can
I'm
they
guessing.
just move it, sending people to the minors? Is that going to be enough to get them below the cap if they sign Broberg and Holloway, or when they sign those guys? Because let's say $2 million combined for those two, or no, 2.5. Let's say
Is in savings
total.
or for
if
total.
you sign both those guys, how much cap space are we? What's the cap? Do you think that we're looking at for Holloway, Broberg?
3 max.
Okay, so 2.5, 275. Let's say.
Okay.
So that the Oilers would be around $3 million, maybe just over the cap.
Right.
So you got to shed that much salary.
Right.
You got a couple guys you could send to the minors and eat up that money. You probably though need that one move. I do think Cody Ceci is a guy that you could trade him somewhere. There would be
are
somebody
teams
that
would take him.
I just also wonder how are you replacing him? That's
a
the only
great question. And I don't know. Is it
would have to be
Stetcher
Troy
and
Stetcher.
Brown? Like that's what they have right now. And again, with CC, I know there were a lot of issues with his game in the postseason that some had with him and wanted an upgrade even going into the postseason. I get it. I'm not arguing that. But he's still a viable NHL defenseman. Now, is he the guy that's going to put you over the top on a Stanley Cup contender? I think most people would probably point, no, not necessarily. But he held his own. Was he great? No. Was he good at times? Yeah.
This is the Oil Stream. Adam Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with you here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Portions of this hour of the Oil Stream are brought to you by Boston Pizza. The summer feature menu is now out. Dive into it at your local Boston Pizza. It includes fish tacos, the truffle mushroom burger, and the summer pesto chicken pizza. If you're giving me a pesto chicken pizza, I'm all in. Not going to lie. I love pesto on my pizza.
I have no
Especially
problems
with
with
chicken
pesto.
on it. Oh, that's what you can get at Boston Pizza. They also dessert. Oh, key lime tart. I like key lime. You a key lime guy? I feel like that's a very.
I'm okay with it. Not my
hit or
favorite.
miss or something with a lot of people. And returning BP favorites, they got the pizza flights.
I
You
like
get
that.
3 6-inch pizzas. Try them all, which includes you can try the new summer pesto chicken pizza in a pizza flight. They have
I'm
so
okay
many
with that.
pizzas
I'm
at
okay.
Boston Pizza. Sometimes you just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want one. You want to try all 3 or a bunch of them so you can get 3 of them with the pizza flight. It's wonderful at your local Boston Pizza. Evander Kane, he was at the Estes yesterday.
Yes.
Do you watch the Estes ever?
Nope.
Yeah.
I just catch like little clips here and there.
I still don't know what awards they fully give. Like
I just
don't
watched
pay
the
attention
Prince Harry Pat Tillman Award, which
okay.
which was fantastic. His speech was a good 4.5 minutes.
We saw the Edmonton Oilers get roasted a little bit by Nikki Glazer.
I like Nikki Glazer. She's actually hilarious, and
She was the best at the Tom Brady roast.
Yeah, and there was a few people taking shots at her, being like, "Oh, who are you?" Nikki Glazer is hilarious. I think she's probably one of the top comedians
people are
right now.
ripping her for her shots at the Oilers.
I think in general, I
Oh.
was reading a few articles, and they're like, Nikki
maybe.
Glazer, like, who the heck are you to say so and so and this and that? She is a comedian who is very popular, quite funny, raunchy. She's great on late night talk shows. I think she's brilliant. I honestly do. And you're right. She killed it at the Tom Brady roast. She's always fantastic on the roasts that she's a part of. I think she's great. I really do. And the shots at the Oilers, who cares? If you're offended by that, settle down.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I thought getting the Stanley Cup out of the cupboard was actually quite hilarious, considering how the Stanley Cups have become such this big deal over this last 6 months at Christmas time. I
Right.
don't know why they became so popular, but it's a funny joke with that.
Aren't they
Timing.
like every Valley Girls
Yes.
go-to cup?
Everyone wants the Stanley Cup.
Are they that good? Remember when it was like the Swell bottle?
Yeah.
I have a Lamos bottle. Like
And then we went to the Yetis.
Yeti, are they
now we're
still
into
cool?
the Stanley Cups.
We need a
which are
Stanley Cup.
massive,
Yeah.
and they could put a lot of drink in it, and it's like
Yeah.
even just water, and it's really cool. And it's like, okay, well,
great,
awesome,
great.
good for well, Stanley's laughing.
Like relax. They
just-
lost this year. Get over it. It's
for the
tough.
joke now.
Yeah.
Do you think Evander Kane was mad?
I don't think he cared.
Okay, that's
think
because I
Evander-
saw something on Twitter was just like, oh, looks like Evander Kane was quite annoyed by it. I'm like, really?
I don't think he
I
was
don't think Kane gave it down.
I think what he was doing was posing for the camera,
Yeah, you can't
playing the part.
You either sit there and you play the part or you laugh.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was actually like, oh, how dare she?
No, I don't think so at all. And the other thing too, I was going through this again. I don't know much about like red carpets and
we should
the
have
style thing.
We could have got into that. We talked a little bit about it yesterday.
But Kane has style.
Jolene Latimer.
Yeah,
She's
right.
been there.
Well, Jolene's been on the red carpets for events like that, at the ESPYs as well. But like Kane, you have to give him credit. The guy dresses really well. He had this one purple suit that he came out with one day, and we were waiting for him, and I was like, "What is that, velour?" He's like, "Most of it." He owns that. Like that, I give him appreciation for. Some of the stuff I don't understand, like Russell Wilson wasn't wearing anything special. He was wearing like a linen suit. Very boring. Very boring.
If you went to a red carpet, would you want to be like super flashy? Or
No,
would you
but
try
I
to
want to
like
have
be
something.
fashionable, or would you want to be like the outrageous one where everyone's talking about you?
No.
Because I feel like I'd almost want to go the full outrageous one just for the extra discussion.
Like when Matt Parker and Trey Parker, Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Yeah, when they showed up, were they in like ball gowns?
Yes.
And they were high on ecstasy?
Or Lady Gaga in their meat dress.
Oh, right.
I wouldn't do like that part because that just smell later.
That'd be
I don't know,
weird.
that'd be a little awkward. But like doing something outrageous where everyone's talking about you for years.
No, I definitely not. But like again, I'll point to Evander Kane. The guy's got style, and he dressed really well. It fit the part. Like, well done. Like I would tip my hat to that. I'd be like, good job. Like people would be, who's that? Evander Kane, hockey player. Oh, good. A hockey player not wearing a basic suit to the ESPYs. Good. That's awesome. I appreciate that. So I don't know. If, like you said, you're asking the question, if I was going to an ESPYs as an athlete, I would want to have a little panache that wouldn't be like a regular suit. It's not a black tie formal event, so you don't need a tuxedo. You could wear one. If I had a date there, I'm assuming she'd want me to match, somehow coordinate. I'd be cool with that.
Okay.
But a little panache.
Well, we got the Estes.
Like the
to
boring.
focus on with all
well,
of this.
I'll wear it. I'll wear a tux for the Estes.
Well, I'm intrigued. Like, who's going to come out with something outrageous at the Estes?
Probably Eric.
Well, I think the one thing he mentioned at one point is he just wants the tuxedo shirt.
He would wear
Which would
like
be
the
pretty
suit
funny.
with shorts. You know what I mean? He would do that, which somebody did. A basketball player did, I think.
The
At the
tuxedo
ESPYs.
with shorts?
Well, not a tuxedo
like
with
just a
shorts,
suit
but a
with
suit with shorts.
Well, I think Clausen does that
Yeah,
during
Josh.
during hot weathers on TV and stuff. I think
Right.
he's got shorts going.
Right. After a
He was
certain
tweeting about that
temperature. Was it
yesterday.
after 30 degrees he'll
Is
do
it 30?
Something like that. Classy guy.
Connor McDavid winning one award, losing one award. He won the best NHL player by the Estes.
Rightly so.
ESPYs. I was saying Estes. ESPYs.
ESPYs. I know Nate McKinnon.
McKinnon, Kucherov, and Matthews.
Yeah, but McDavid's the most exciting player to watch in the NHL. Sorry.
And then he lost the best athlete male sports to Patrick Mahomes. He was also nominated with Ohtani and Scotty Scheffler, which like this is where it's like how do you judge these awards?
I don't
You're
know.
dealing with different sports.
It is cool that they do this. It is
Sure.
nice that they're finally that hockey gets included, but like again, it gets zero love, to be honest.
McDavid, the hockey player's never going to win best athlete. Look, if Connor McDavid wins the Stanley Cup, does he win best athlete at the ESPYs? Like if they won Game 7, no.
Well, maybe. If
I don't know. I don't think he would have.
He had a ridiculous.
100%.
If he beat Gretzky's scoring record in the
Yes.
playoffs and the Oilers won the cup, I think he might get male athlete.
See, here's the thing. He should. I would agree with you on that part. I don't think he will because it's the ESPYs and they don't care about hockey. I don't think they would have that, and that's where like guys always look at
Would
this.
he have beaten
I don't,
Mahomes?
I don't think he would have beaten Mahomes. I would be.
Yeah, I mean,
it would have to be
you're right.
something completely outrageous, I think, for the
Super winning
Americans
QB.
to give it to the Canadian in the National
Yeah.
Hockey League. And there's no way an NHL team's ever going to win the best team award. Which also, how do you evaluate like best team from all these? Like it's all so weird to me. I've always found the ESPYs to be just such a weird award show. But yeah, no, like I think if Connor McDavid would have won the Stanley Cup, if the Oilers would have won Game 7, I don't think he would have won Best Athlete of the Year when he probably should have. Heck, you want to know something? Scotty Scheffler deserved it more than Patrick Mahomes. I'll say that.
Scheffler's having a monster year.
Like, if this is based on the last, like, the sporting year that we had, which would have been September through now, Scheffler's been unreal in just 2024 alone. Mahomes wasn't even the MVP of the
Tell.
playing to. This isn't anything special, so they're playing to the crowd. Scotty Scheffler has won 6 events this season in 2024. He has won 6 events,
right,
including the Masters and the Players.
Right.
I don't know why I'm getting all upset about the ESPYs. The ESPYs.
I think Lars said they are very relevant.
What are relevant?
The ESPYs.
Why are they relevant?
And he said Yeti bottles are the bomb as well.
Are we saying they're relevant or irrelevant?
Relevant.
To who?
I don't know.
Like, whoever sits there and says, like, I'll go to the LeBron MJ debate. We talk about rings and all that. Whoever says, well, LeBron has this many ESPYs.
Nobody says that.
That's the thing.
Nobody says that.
So that's why I don't think they're relevant at all. You know what they are. Did our audio stream just have a little thing? What's the time say over there?
Yeah, I fixed it. It was connecting. I fixed it.
Thank you, gold medal Mark. We got it fixed.
What do you mean it was connecting? And you fixed
it stopped.
Did it do
and
it
then
on its own?
Yeah.
It connected on its own?
That's something we need to fix.
No, I was looking at it and it was buffering, and then I clicked a couple buttons and we're back up. We're back up on the audio stream.
I honestly don't know what's going on with that sometimes. I thought I had it figured out, but the Wi-Fi's, we're off the Wi-Fi on the hard line, so.
We're also in a obscure industrial office building.
Which, though, our AC's working today.
Yes,
on this end of on this end of the office. Not at
Thank
that.
God.
It's cooling out everything else.
Thank God. We're surviving.
We'll make it work.
Absolutely. Anyway,
yeah, no, Laura's saying Yetis are relevant, not ESPYs.
Oh, Yetis.
I don't give a rat's about the ESPYs.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Lars. Sorry, I misread that.
Yeah. See?
Anyway, the fact that they're talking about the Edmonton Oilers on the ESPYs and people are talking about it, that's great. Even if it's taking shots at them. They're talking about the Oilers. The Oilers did something very special. They had a great run. Now they look to build off of it. Simple as that. Simple as that. But good to have Evander Kane there, styling, profiling, representing the Oilers. Good that Connor McDavid wins Hockey Player of the Year, as he should. Doesn't need to be the Ted Lindsay Award winner. Doesn't need to be the Hart Trophy winner. He is the best player, and that's a three-peat for him as well, by the way.
Of the ESPYs?
Yeah.
At least you know this.
Because I was reading about it. I was like, oh, yeah, those. How's old Connor doing? Oh, he's three-peat Player of the Year. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. The Gordfather chirping you with the air ball yesterday. People forget that you had shoulder surgery.
And you want to say, I forgot I had shoulder surgery.
Could you tell, like,
on the first shot, like an air ball and whatever, it was one shot. I was middle eating a burger when Damon called me up, and I actually did want to get back to my burger. Zach knows, I immediately went and I finished that burger. Like, I went right back to my burger. But I grabbed the basketball after and was taking some shots, and I noticed that straight up, like, yeah, the strength isn't there in the shoulder yet. I know for sure I have slacked on my rehab for the last couple of months, or a few weeks, like about cup final. Started slacking a little bit. I haven't picked it up back again, and I noticed afterwards, like, oh boy, like the normal thought process of going, like, no, actually, I have to put a lot more oomph behind it because the strength's not there.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like something I've been doing for months. Like, I've got to, like, we got the mini basketball net here.
Yeah.
I've improved there.
Oh, great.
When I first,
That's not real.
Like, when I first got the surgery, like, I barely could shoot, and then now I can sink them, and now I get the motion.
Right.
So that's where I thought I was going to be fine, but no, it's not even close.
No.
So I actually will go a little bit that, yeah, I need to strengthen that shoulder a bit more, and I've slacked on my rehab, and when I go see my physiotherapist in a couple of weeks, I'm probably going to get in trouble.
And they'll tell you, get on it, because you don't want it to... Anyway, have we not talked about Zach and misrepresenting the free throw line for the three-point line?
Well, I'll get to that. I will defend Zach right away on that one, too. Okay. Portions of this hour of the Oil Stream are brought to you by Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen. It's fried chicken and fries all week long. It ends today. Enjoy a two-piece signature chicken, legs, and thighs only, and a regular fries for $5.99 at participating Popeyes Canada locations. So again, that's ending today as it's fried chicken and fries all week long at Popeyes. So Damon called me up. Damon Bunting, Remax Elite. Check him out if you're looking to buy or sell a home. He randomly called me up to take part in this free throw, as well as his assistant, Devin.
Right.
And on the mic, he did yell, "Stand here at the 3-point line."
Gotcha.
And so then we moved up and we went to the free throw line and we took our shots.
Gotcha.
Zach then posted that it was a 3-pointer.
Well, so I heard your name being called, and I saw the shock in your face because you never signed up for any contests. Like, as you're saying, mid-burger, mid-bite, mind you. And then he went up to the line, and it was a 3-point line that they were at. So right away, I'm like, okay, I have to get a video of this. I got a good angle.
Yes.
I got a great angle, like courtside right there. And I wasn't worried about where they're shooting it from. I just wanted to get the shot in motion. And I got the perfect shot. But while posting it, I thought it was a 3-point shot.
Yes.
Because Damon announced it as that. So it still is on me. And I think it adds humor to it because it clearly isn't from the 3-point line. Like, I didn't rewatch the video. Maddie saw it after it was posted on Twitter and was like, that's a free throw. And I'm like, oh, is it? And I'm like, oh, yeah, it was. Yeah,
it is.
He did say, should I delete that? And I said no. Just leave it up. Because Dusty had already replied to it.
Yeah, people were.
So that's like, so if anyone, like, we did notice we were going to change it, I told Zach no.
And it makes it funnier. It makes it funnier. There's a double layers to it.
There you go. Double entendre. Meaning?
Yeah, well, not double meaning, but it's just funnier because it isn't the 3-point.
Double entendre is?
Yeah, we're not in language arts. I don't want to. I know what it is. I don't want to explain what it is because I'm not a man of.
It has double meanings.
That's exactly what you just said.
It doesn't take long to explain that one.
Well.
No, we're not in language arts. This is an English class.
I hated English.
That's
the one class I hated.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. Okay.
All I would say, like, if I had a little more power behind that shot, it was a perfect line.
Yeah.
It actually was, like, that one I will say, like, I failed. I failed miserably on that one. But if I had a little more power on that shot, it was a direct line to go right in. Like, I wasn't off center or anything like that. I wasn't going to hit the right of the rim or the left of the rim. It was dead center. I just didn't have the power behind it, so I failed.
Good line, Maddie. Big Maple says, remember when Turtle got ripped for wearing patent leather Air Force Ones to Vince's movie premiere in Entourage? I thought it was a great move. Well, probably 10 years ahead of its time. Now that's a thing, wearing sneakers with suits and stuff like that. I don't like it.
You hate it.
I think it's a cop-out.
I remember we had Renee and Jasmine in on the Hangout.
Yep.
And after the show, we were talking. I asked the two. I was like, Air Jordans with suits. And they're both like, yep, looks good.
I think it's terrible. It's not classy at all. I don't care how much the sneakers now cost.
You're wrong.
I think it looks like dog poop.
You're missing out because a lot of people like that one.
I think it's terrible. I stand by that and always will be standing by it.
Hampton Steve saying the ESPYs are nothing but a made-up award show for ESPN to promote their brand.
Of course.
Which is one, you could also say that about the ESPYs coming up in September.
Well, we want to have
It's
fun
also
too.
a way to just fill the schedule because we're in that time where there's, like, okay, the U.S. isn't here with that, but we have CFL 4 games a week, Thursday through Sunday, but it's only the one game. You got baseball. You got MLS. But that's kind of it. And MLS isn't that sexy for a lot of people in the States. Baseball's a long season that it's...
Is it All-Star Weekend?
Next weekend, I
Next
think.
weekend,
I think his MLB All-Star Weekend is next weekend. I can't remember last time he carried an
And
MLB
Bo
All-Star
Bichette's
game.
talking about getting traded.
July 16th. So, yeah, next week. So this is how they fill that airtime because there's not a lot going on. Like this year, we were lucky that for a sports perspective, for other people, we had Copa and Euros.
Yeah.
But that's coming to a close on Sunday.
That's right.
So now it's like we're in that period where there's not a lot, so it's a way to fill your summer schedule if you're programming. So I get that.
We did that same thing at 1260.
You have to fill.
Yeah, you got to fill. It is what it is.
And again, the Estes, we're going to promote our own brand at the Estes.
I think that's gonna
I think
be
it's
fun.
September 17th. I got to double check that date.
Yes. And we haven't announced details, right?
We have not announced details of any of it yet. I have 2 projects next week. Golf tournament's over. EST Classic is over, so now it's time to. This week was. I'm done.
Yeah.
Let me relax.
Yes.
Let me breathe. Monday will be Nasty Bash as well as Estes beginning that, both of those. So I'll
very
throw this out
excited.
there to all of our listeners that are listening. You got some ideas for categories? Start thinking about them. Like, just start getting those going.
We'll take them.
Because we got to figure out all the categories we want. We've got a list.
We've got some
a
good
few.
ones.
We've got some good ones. We've got some good ideas for nominations or candidates for it. But look, our nasties will remember things that we might have forgotten. What are you doing over there, Zach?
I just dropped my headphones. Sorry, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Distracticum.
We need nominations or candidates for it. We need categories. We need to fill it all out so that day that we do the ESPYs, which will be again September 17th, I'm pretty sure. It'll be a full evening affair.
I think
I've booked the theater for like 5 hours.
if
We're
I
not
don't
going for 5.
I don't have a vote, right? I don't have a vote.
Actually, you will.
I will have a vote.
So this is how I'm envisioning it. And this is how I envisioned it from the first day that Dusty and Eric thought of this idea. And they thought I was going to say no to it and it was a dumb idea. And I said yes to it. It's a dumb idea. But that's why we should do it, because it's also a great idea at the exact same time. If you are a Nasty Club annual member, you will be on the nominee committee,
All right.
the voting committee. Everyone, what I'm thinking is I'll send everyone the list of all of our nominees for each category, and you got to pick like 5 of them. You guys around here will also get a vote.
Okay.
So it'll be a big, and then I'm going to cut it down to a finalist of 5, and we're going to have a panel of 3 that I'm going to go sit down with individually and walk them through each category and each the spirit behind the category and the nominees, and have them vote top 3. And then I'll weight those, and I will be the lone person who will know. I will not get a vote.
but you will
I am
know the
removing
winners.
myself from the voting process. I will be the accounting firm that usually all these people hire. And
You're the guy in the gray suit.
so then I'll have to create the little cards that open up for
Right.
when we announce the winner. And yeah, so that our annual Nasty Club members will be part of the voting process.
is great.
As well as all of you guys around here will be part of the voting process.
That is brilliant.
And then a panel of 3 who will not be part of that first voting process. I've got 2 names for sure that will be in that. I need to figure out the third one.
Okay. Rip City Step says best impression. Tommy has every nomination in that category. I'm assuming you met my mom over the week or at the golf tournament. I stand by it. I can do a great impersonation of Eva G. And I do it with love. And she knows that. If I were to nominate best show of the year, I'm completely biased, but the one we had with Jonathan Torrens and Alice Moran and Joaquin Gage on the amenities floor in our building, heading into what, game 5? Game 6.
No, it wasn't game 6. That was game 3
Oh,
or
game
4.
4.
3 or 4.
Anyway,
It's one of those early.
it's all a blur. Like, it was a wild 4 or 3, wild 2 months. I'll
There'll
just
be,
say.
I think, one of the categories will be Hangout of the Year.
That one.
That's gonna fall in, and then the Grammys. Let's say they have like the 4 big awards at the Grammys. I think we'll be similar, because Oscars really you got your 3 big awards at the Oscars, I guess. Really, you got Best Actor, Best Actress, Picture of the Year. Like, those are kind of your big ones. The Grammys, I feel like, have 4 major awards that everyone cares about. You got Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. I would think for Show of the Year is going to be one of our major awards.
All right.
Moment of the Year is going to be...
You quitting on us?
I didn't quit. I resigned. You've got also, I think, Episode of the Year. Those are 3 of our top, I think, categories. The Jonathan... And then, so then there'll also be Best Hangout of the Year. The Jonathan Torrens and Alice Moran one, that falls both into the category of Episode of the Year as well as Best Hangout of the Year. I've got a few other. The Dean and Will episode
one.
of the Hangout will be a Hangout of the Year as well nominee, I'm sure.
That one, you and I said 7 words each. If that. Those 2 were just yelling at each other like old ladies playing poker. Or crib.
Surveyor Brett, Breast in-person cameo, Stoff in Vegas. That, to me, would actually fall into Moment of the Year. The moment you yelled, look who's coming up the escalator, and we lost it, that Stoff was there.
You got excited.
That, to me, would be one of the many nominees that we could have for Moment of the Year. Yes, my resigning would be a Moment of the Year, one of those. That would have to be in there. your guys' face. I was showing Zach it yesterday, actually. The face of the four of you guys as soon as I said I resign and walked out.
There's a reason why we were surprised. Is because there's a certain company that owns a certain hockey team that is very reluctant to allow their employees to come on our station. And Bob, just being Bob, did his thing. No
Another big one was for, I guess it can't be moment of the year because it happened over a long period of time. But there was the oil stream where you were at the rink, and we had Jack, we had Bob, we had Gene,
Jack
we had Gazdick, we had Jamie.
Yep.
I think I might be missing one more. All pop on screen throughout that oil stream. It was just like a rotating cast of different people just jumping in and jumping on and interrupting the show. But we were losing it, and it was Dusty wasn't around once again.
Yes.
So he wasn't around for this stop appearance for the second time.
Yeah. And Bob with his big meat paws just like, I'm like, stop it, man. Like, and then Jack, I think what happened, so first of all, the setup that the NHL had at Rogers Place was fantastic. They knocked it out of the park. The entire DCA practice rink was the media center, and then they had food at the back of the rink, like literally inside the rink. Podium and seats and stuff, and then work tables, and then at the back on the other side of the rink was the food set up and extra tables, dining tables. So I just set up because they had these nice billboards behind of Stanley Cup champions and captains holding up the cup. And I was like, you know what? That's a nice backdrop to do the show from. And Chris Johnston was doing his show at the table next to me. And I was like, this is perfect. But it also happened to be right where all the media went to go get food. And everyone was hungry. And it was happening at the noon hour. And so, first of all, like everybody's like trying to chirp me. I'm like, I'm on the air, you idiots. And then, oh, come over then. And then they start talking. And that's how it was. And then finally, I just started waving people over. Get over here. They would like, Tom. And I'd be like, yeah, just come by.
My voice was messed after that. I had an issue with my voice like that week. It was and then that night, it was going away. Like I had a green and gold kickoff show, and during the game, it was gone. Like I couldn't talk. That was because the next day I was saying,
that's right.
That day, me losing my mind on that one did not help my voice.
I was trying to talk to you at the game. And you're
yes,
like, I can't talk.
Well, every third word came out, and I felt bad because like I know what it's like to have to listen to like that, and you like it's just awkward for everyone. Jess Jackson. Hi, Jess.
What's up, our Jess?
Best new reoccurring bit, which I do like. She also has Tom thoughts on shorts with a suit. Can't help but notice Josh Clausen has been rocking it on the weather this week. What do you think of the Clausen suit with shorts?
First of all, I want to tell you how much I appreciate and admire Josh Clausen. I understand why he chooses to do that, and I still don't like it. And I will give Josh way more leeway than I would John Liu, because John Liu did that a few years ago. And I like John Liu a lot. John's awesome. But John tries to make statements with his fashion, and I appreciate that. But Clausen, I think this is coming from a more practical point of view, and I get it. Plus, I really like Josh Clausen a lot. I know him much better than I know John Liu.
Josh is the best.
T-Mac, the rugby guy, texting and says, Tom, maybe he was talking about your Rocky impersonation. I don't do a Rocky impersonation. That's never been caught on camera.
I have to go back and find all the clips of everything, too. That's going to be the fun part of this. Rip City Step, as the cutoff of the 1 year anniversary, Iwanyk, we need strict rules and regs for SD noms. Basically, that's September 6th, 2023, until, like, obviously something might pop up. I guess I'm going to have to I'll cap it off maybe like August 1.
Oh, okay.
That if anything pops up in August, like through August,
that goes to the next year.
We could try, like if we still have to, like I guess it'll be that month will be the gray area month. If something pops up in August that we go, that's got to get in there. It all will depend on where the voting is.
Okay.
If I haven't sent out for the voting, we can maybe sneak it in. Otherwise, it will fall into that category of we'll maybe keep it in mind for next year.
Okay.
So August will be like the open month that we'll have to wait and see, because this voting, like, actually, when could I get? Because I'm sending it, like, it's not like we're just having a vote of 6 people or something, or a small committee that I could get together on September 1st to bring everyone in and go through this, and we have a strict cutoff of August 30th. We're going to talk about it on like the morning show is going to be big on this. They're going to spend some shows talking about a category and going through the nominations. So it's going to take some time to get through it. And then I got to build that list to send to everyone. So August is kind of going to be a little gray area. But yeah, from September 6th until cut off for sure will be like September 1 type thing.
Okay.
Like Labor Day.
Yeah.
That's it. Like if nothing could, anything that comes after, that is 100% next year.
Yeah.
SDs. This year, that August, it depends where we are in the voting process.
Now, I know the next thing after this week, once we get through today's show, the last few minutes, you've got the Green and Gold kickoff and post-game show
got Hello Hockey
Sunday.
tomorrow.
We've got Hello Hockey tomorrow, VIP Golf Show Sunday as well. But the next shift in focus goes to SDs
and Nasty Bash. That's the invite. That's just inviting people and getting the right invites out and who gets the invites and who doesn't. And that Monday I'll deal with that one.
But we might have more coming up as well, right? Like, and you said Labor Day. What are you looking at?
Talking about?
Like stuff to do
On Labor Day?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if that's happening.
Oh, really?
I haven't heard anything.
Oh, well, that's not good. I was hoping.
Me too, but it's like they haven't gotten to me once about that. It was supposed to be left in their hands. They were supposed to come out and connect with me because they were going to do it all.
Yeah.
I was ready to do a bunch of this, but they were going to do it all. And I haven't heard a single thing, and I just don't know how we can do it now. It's too quick of a turnaround in my mind.
Yeah, that's going to be a tight turnaround. Surveyor Brett via the Nasty Chat says, Hangout of the Year coming up next Friday, by the way. We've got him coming in, don't we?
He was. So I think last week I announced the winners of the annual.
Yes.
I also had done a survey for every month, the Nasty Club member. We do a draw in the month for joining the Hangout, and I did a draw for that one too. I just didn't announce it that day, but Surveyor Brett won. And even though he's calling it rigged process, so that's why I said on the show last week, careful, Brett, like, hang on. So I messaged him, and he's on next Friday.
Oh, that'll be good.
Your last one before you head off.
That's right.
No, you have 2 more weeks.
29th, probably.
Okay,
I'm
so
out.
you got 2 weeks.
I will be mocking officials, referees, and linesmen mercilessly while Brett is in studio with us. Will I go over the top? 100%. Will some of what I say be untrue? Absolutely. But I just want him to feel my wrath towards officials and officiating.
Andrew Perishula's inbox says, I personally think moment of the year is giving away a trip to Vegas while Corey B was getting a tattoo, but I'm probably biased. Andrew winning that award.
Great moment,
I don't think that's a moment, though, because it spans over a bunch of things.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. What did you call it yesterday, Zach? Was that show of the year you put it under?
Yeah, it would be show of the year because it was the Nielsen show.
Yeah.
Or it could be day of the year as well.
We had one where it was like the whole day.
Well, how about when we did the watch party in-house?
Which was that was the day I resigned from the draft.
Yes.
As commish. And then we did the watch party, and then Trev had the 6 junior bacon cheeseburgers or whatever it was.
Right.
That would fall into day of the year.
We cracked our first 6 o'clocker loggers. Joaquin
set the Oilers off on their winning streak in their season. We kicked everything that happened this whole season.
Were exercised
was because of us.
Yes, clearly. And Joaquin comes in I think he came in for Hello Hockey or a pregame, postgame situation the day or 2 before that.
He just walked in.
Oh, that's right. He was close by, and he's like, "Are you guys on the air?" We're like, "Yeah." And he just came on the show, which was great, but he cracked a 6 o'clocker lager before we were supposed to.
We had them reserved for the watch party.
Yes.
You heard what he did with the beer of the week. I don't think it was last week, where he drank it before.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that.
We just have to lock the alcohol around here before Gager finds it.
So much of it.
I mean, and he always finds the one that just is like, that one can't be drank.
No, not that one, Joaquin. Anyway,
That's to come here on Edmonton Sports Talk over the next couple of months.
Yeah.
We'll break down Oilers. There will be, I'm sure you and Dusty will have some sort of summer theme that is going to be coming up.
Yes.
But we also have Nasty Bash coming up. We've got SDs coming up, and we're going to have nominations and a lot of look back on this year as we try to figure out who the nominees and who are potential winners. And there are it's not all about moment of the year. It's not all about show of the year type thing. We want awards and things for that are the nasties.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a lot that's going to come in there. Text of the year will return it that way, but there's a lot of different ways that we're going to do it that way. So we got to get that going because this is going to be legit though. This isn't going to be no ESPYs. Is it going to be no Patrick Mahomes beating Scotty Scheffler for the male athlete of the year? We're doing this legit.
Let's go. Hey, we burned through an hour pretty quickly talking about a potpourri of things. That's what the oil stream has been over the past couple of summers, a potpourri of things, and we did that today. But we did talk about the Oilers and McDavid winning an ESPY.
And Leon getting engaged. Congratulations, Leon.
Congratulations.
Celeste.
And Evander Kane's style, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's one of the top stylish guys in the NHL.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Hello Hockey tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Yourself, Sean Bell.
Pagnotta, and a couple of other guests. We're working on a couple, hopefully surprise ones that'll wrap up the season with a bang. We do have, I'm not going to say who, coming up to wrap things up next week. We have 2 shows left in the season. Our first full season, second one overall, which we're excited about. So ride with us for 2 more on Saturdays, 10 a.m. to noon. It's going to be great.
VIP Golf Show, 8 o'clock Sunday morning. We've got Riverhawks tonight, Riverhawks tomorrow on the station, Stingers on Sunday, and then the Green and Gold kickoff postgame shows Sunday, 4 o'clock for the kickoff show. Myself, Jay Mill, Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, just off Fort Road, where every day is game day. We'll get you set for the Elks Red Blacks. If they're off the bye week, looking for their first win of this season.
They're getting it.
And then live programming returns also then Monday morning, 6 o'clock, Dustin Nielsen, Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev, breaking down the weekend, including Euro Final, Copa Final, but mostly Elks, Red Blacks recap right here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio as well as on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to the Oil Stream. Up next on the audio streams, it's a replay of the morning show. Have a wonderful weekend. Tom will talk with you on Hello Hockey tomorrow. I'll talk with you on the Green and Gold Kickoff Show on Sunday. Ciao for now.